Hi guys, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about rollers and how to get on them. Really, it's probably the main thrust of this video. But they're absolutely fantastic, really great for warming up before a race, easily compatible. They're also cheap. They're a great substitute for a turbo trainer. So my turbo trainer at the moment is out of action. So I've been on the rollers this morning. The one thing to know about them though is because there's no sort of free wheel momentum with them, it's kind of like permanently riding up like a 3 or 4% gradient. So you've always got to be on the pedals to maintain momentum. And momentum is really the watchword. Okay, everything's so much easier on rollers if you're pedaling. Okay, it's very easy when you're nervous, particularly the first time, to sort of panic and stop pedaling, and that actually just makes things a lot worse. It's almost like learning to ride a bike again when you were, well, maybe not a child, but if you were a child when you learned. Actually, the harder you pedal, the faster you go, the more momentum you have. And I'll show you what I mean. But I'll just show you my method for getting onto the rollers. I'm not suggesting this is the method. I'm sure there's plenty of better ways, but this is just what I've worked out on my own. The first thing is make sure you're in a pretty easy gear on the back. Now this is a cross bike, so I've got a bit of a dish plate at the back, but I'm maybe 3 sprockets from the top. Okay, so into a really nice easy gear, climbing gear. So imagine you are on a 3% gradient. So when you're getting on, firstly, make sure you've got the back brake pressed. Okay, in the UK, that's the left side. In Europe, it's on the other side, unhelpfully. So yeah, you got the back brake on. Okay, don't sit on the saddle at this point. Okay, get the pedal around, clip into the pedal, and then whatever you're using, you can just use a wheel. You don't need something like this. Just use that to sit yourself onto the saddle. Okay, get your other foot clipped in, and then once you've done that, still holding onto the side, release the back brake. You're not going anywhere, and then start to pedal. And immediately, in that first pedal straight, you'll see what I mean about the lack of free wheel momentum. So you're gonna have to pedal up. So get yourself going. I would say to at least 80 RPM. And once you've got some good momentum, you can start to move onto the hoods. Now, immediately you'll see, I'm moving around a little bit, and I'll show you why that is. So if I straighten out my arms like this, suddenly the front wheel starts to move a lot. Whereas I'm really relaxing the upper body, and then I pedal up a little bit more, the wheel stays straight. So there's kind of 2 things really to remember. Firstly, you need momentum. You need to be pedaling, and pedaling reasonably hard or reasonably fast. So you make sure you're in easy gear before you start. And then whatever you do, try and stay relaxed in the upper body, because your upper body is kind of like the suspension, and it will absorb any little movements. Whereas if your arms are locked out, any little movement is exaggerated. So stay nice and loose in the upper body. And just take your time with it. Like, I'm an experienced cyclist, cycling pretty much all my life. I only got rollers this year because I started to do proper warm-ups before cyclocross races and stuff. It took me, I would say, 3 weeks until I was properly comfortable. And even now, you know, it's still hard work for me. So just be patient with it. And then in terms of getting off, cover that back brake again. Okay, lean onto the side or whatever, and clip your non-drive side, and just put your foot down. Okay, still covering the back brake. You can then unclip on the other side, and you're safe and you're alive and you're well. So there you go, guys. That's my sort of top tips for hitting the rollers.